Man, and I mean, this goes back to, I guess 7 degrees of Billy Gunn sometimes with, who I sometimes can do that with, like people do with Kevin Bacon. I can do that with Billy Gunn. I mean, he's been a friend of mine. I think we counted the other day, almost 17 years now. And this started when Matt was at, NXT, and he was the head strength coach there, and Billy was a trainer there and stuff. And man, at that time I wasn't in wrestling, I wasn't doing stuff. I was kind of following because of Billy, keeping up with him and stuff like that. And I just kept seeing all these things that Billy was doing strength wise and everything else, and because of Matt's training and the workouts and all this stuff. And man, I kept, sending Billy messages. Man, I can't believe this. You're 49. Now he's 54. I mean, this is 4 years ago, but I mean, just the way that he keeps up with himself and pushes forward and stuff like that. It's finally like I guess a come to Jesus in a way. I was depressed. I wasn't happy with stuff like that. And Billy's like, why don't you start getting in shape? Why don't you start doing this? Why don't you start doing that? And I'm like, I always knew my way around the gym, but I just needed some sort of motivation. And Billy was giving me some of that, and then he started sending me Matt's workouts. So I was like, what, screw this. I'm gonna start doing some of these, and started doing them, seeing results. Started doing them, seeing results. And stuff like that. And it was just like chipping away at something, and I was chipping away at a big fat old, vampire, that, slowly was, becoming a whole new, a realm of something. And it was just awesome. And, I was always getting these workouts, and, I was being told what the next two guys were doing. So I was pushing myself to see what I could do better. Since then, Billy's left, Matt's left, but they've kept the motivation going, and, they're doing stuff on their own now. Matt's got the shrink shop, down in Florida, which is awesome. Billy still works out there every day with him. I mean, it's right around the corner from him. And they're still sending workouts back and forth. It was almost 2 years in the making until I met Matt. I met him, we went down, to Georgia and whitewater rafted, and came down, finally met him, and we woke up the next morning, staying in the cabin. We had some drinks, everything else. The next morning we wake up and we come up with this workout, all of us together, with basically a toe strap, an axe, some logs, a piece of river wood, some rocks that we found close, and everything else, and we just built this workout. And and that's the killer thing about Matt is he's got this hardcore style of don't bitch about what you don't have. Look around your surroundings, come up with something, and build a workout with that. And that's the coolest thing about it. It's like and I tell him and Billy all the time, I'm like, you guys need to just go to a junkyard, and take it for 6 months and basically, grab somebody off the street and go, hey, we can get you in shape just off this junkyard, and go in there and just come up with just insane workouts with just the stuff that you have. And I mean, and that's the inventiveness and the unbelievable mind of Matt. I mean, and most people call him Witch. That's the unbelievable mind of him. I mean, he just comes up with crazy stuff, and it works because he's that gifted in personal training and stuff like that. That anything he comes up with is just there, and it just you tell him, hey, I've got a set of 5-pound dumbbells, 10-pound dumbbells, and 20s, and I've got a floor, a ball, and this, and he'll come up with a workout for you to do at your house, and that's unheard of.